No offense to our reserves, but maybe we should play our starters next time. What's up, everybody? TM Fanatic here. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. Welcome to another post-game reaction. In this one, I am continuing my coverage of my boys Gold, Nashville SC in our final Leagues Cup match of 2026. Nashville SC lose to Monterrey 2-1. What to say about this match? Well, you know what? I gave it some thought, folks. And you know what? As I was taking my notes, I was writing this down. I was like, what's the best way to describe what we saw in this match? Because there was a lot of crap that happened here. And you know what? I boiled it down to basically two things. It was a combination of just unfortunate events, combine that with just an overall lack of effort from our side. And you know what? That stings, man. That stings to say. We will get into all of that. So let's start by talking about this. You know, coming into this match, you have Monterrey and Nashville SC. For Monterrey, after losing their first match to Orlando, they bounced back in a big way, beating Messi and Miami, which thank you, boys, for that. Always a joy to see that man lose and cry. I love it. As for Nashville SC, we kind of had a similar path to Monterrey. We lost to Club Leon, which obviously sucks. That was our first home loss of the entire season. But Nashville, we were able to bounce back in a big way, beating Atletico San Luis 4-1, which I was in attendance for, and I was so blessed to be there. It was an awesome time. So we got both clubs right here coming off of big wins, both wanting to establish themselves as Leagues Cup contenders. Well, you know, for the first half, this is where I will give Nashville SC their credit. You know, I think maybe there are some fans out there that think that whenever we lose, I'm just a Debbie Downer for the entire video. No, I give my boys a goal credit where it is earned. And you know, this goal right here, first 20 seconds, Nashville wastes no time. Acosta wins the ball, passes to Hani coming in with speed, and then he passes back to Kasim, who scores! And that right there, it could not have started better. We could not have asked for a better start. And there was some history made with this goal. This was the fastest goal ever scored in franchise history. I believe the goal was exactly 21 seconds. 21 seconds, less than 30 seconds into this match, we have the 1-0 lead. So that right there it is. I mean, coming off the win over ASL, this is how you want to start. Getting the goal, establishing the tone, and you know what? I'll be honest, these boys in gold, they got me. They fooled me. When they came out with the starting lineups, I was like, okay, is BJ going to throw this? But then after that first goal, I was like, hey, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe our backups, maybe our reserves, maybe they learned their lesson from the first time they played against Club Leon. And I was like, okay, we got the first goal. We are rolling. They fooled me. Because what did we see? Here's what we saw. This was a slow burn. Even in the first half, looking at the first half stats, Monterrey had 55% of the possession. They had 5 shots in the first half. And it was one of those things, it was just so unfortunate. Like, I could sense it. I could feel that the momentum, even though that we had the goal, the momentum was shifting to Monterrey. We were allowing them too many opportunities to dictate the pace of this match. And eventually in the second half, we paid for it. Second half, right after that weird thing happened with Knight's underwear. 52nd minute, Monterrey on the attack. Rusty finds Pineda, and he scores to level the match. And you know, for Nashville SC, this is where our mental game needs improving. Because Nashville SC, there is no doubt, we are a very strong team. Arguably the best well-rounded team in the entire league. But this has been our Achilles heel. When unfortunate stuff happens, stuff that's not even a part of the game, stuff that you rarely see, when it negatively affects us, for some reason, we just seem to shut down mentally. So, apparently, the referees had a problem with Jordan Knight and his underwear, and the fact that it was white underwear, the same color as Monterrey's jerseys. Even just saying that makes it sound so stupid. But if you look at the match, if you look at that moment, you know, Jordan Knight, like, he's pulling up his shorts going, really? This is why, like, why? Why are we doing this? Why is this such a big deal? Are the refs so blind that they cannot tell Monterrey's their full jerseys from Jordan Knight's underwear? Are they that blind? Seriously, that's so stupid. And then in turn, there is the goal, the game-tying goal. And this is where it kicks in. Because, yes, this thing sucked. But taking away from the fact that because of Jordan Knight's underwear, we allow a goal. Taking that away, assessing the situation like this. Okay, it was still a 1-1 match. We're still level, right? It's not like Monterrey was pulling ahead, and we had over half an hour to retake the lead, get the game-winning goal. But in situations like this, and we saw this when we played DC, for some reason, when unfortunate stuff happens to us, we just collapse mentally. And that's why the ASL match, honestly, was an outlier. Because if you look at that match, you know, like, we allowed that crappy goal in the first, 20 minutes. So it's like, oh crap, you know? But Nashville, in that match, we were able to rally. We used it as motivation, and we scored the next 4 goals. So we rallied then. That's why I cannot comprehend why we didn't rally here in this match. It's just something that is still mind-boggling to me. And then stoppage time, Rossi with a cross to Compass, and he heads it to Cyprus, who scores to break the hearts of Nashville fans everywhere, including me. Monterrey wins. So why did we lose this match? Well, you know, breaking it down like this, talking about the goal by Kassem. Yes, it was a great moment, a historic moment, but we could not build off of it. Clearly, we were so passive in our play. Again, we let Monterrey dictate the pace of this match. We were forced, basically, to play their game. We let them settle in and get comfortable. Now, hold on the phone right here. Is Geodis Park, is it not called the Fortress? What fortress allows our opponent to do whatever that they want against us? That's not a fortress. That's Baby Gap. That's Build-A-Bear. That's not a fortress. That's garbage. And again, the frustrating part is that we weren't blown out of this match. Monterrey, statistically, in a lot of areas, did they dominate? Yeah. But they didn't dominate on the scoreboard, the most important stat of them all. They didn't dominate in that area. And we were level. Nashville, we had the lead for more than 50 minutes, and we were still tied 1-1 until stoppage time. So this match, overall, I feel like it was more of a Nashville collapse than Monterrey being better than us, which they're not, and they never will be. Obviously, the big turning point in this match was that goal by Pineda right here. And so this is where I think, I'm sorry, BJ, you've had a great year, dude, but this is one of your low moments right here. If I was BJ Callahan, in this moment, when Monterrey scored, I would have put out some subs. I would have put out some fresh legs. Because here's the thing. I feel like a big reason why Monterrey was able to turn the momentum in their way was that they were establishing control in the middle of the field. Nashville, we had to get that back, I feel like. We had to regain control of the middle, and then, once we do that, Monterrey would have to play our game. We would control the pace, but that did not happen because BJ did not bring on fresh legs. But look, I don't want to put this entire loss on Coach Callahan because he doesn't deserve that. What I will say is that, you know what? Maybe everyone's tired here. I mean, this was Nashville's third match in 7 days. Our boys have been running up and down that pitch for maybe what feels like forever. That has to be a legitimate factor, and perhaps that is what led to the second half collapse and eventually Nashville breaking our mental concentration. Not being good mentally. But, you know, it is what it is. It sucks to go out that way, but, you know, we just got to take it on the chin. And, like, we got to move on because we got to. We still got a lot more matches to play. We're still, I mean, look, we're still at the very top of the Eastern Conference and in the league. So, you know, let's keep that up, boys. And we got a big time test against Messi. So we'll see what happens there. But fans, that is going to do it for this post-game reaction. Thank you all so much for watching. If you all enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and you can join our Fanatic Army. And a honey salute to all of you as always. And I hope that all of you have a fantastic day. Go, boys, and go!